we're going to talk about why the 4% rule might not work anymore and what you should do about it. The problem with the 4% rule is that it assumes stability. And if you're retiring today or you are retired today, you know that we're in anything but stability. From everything going on around the world, chaos, confusion, things right here at home in the United States, there's a lot going on in our world. And economically, inflation, tariffs, there's a lot to pay attention to right now. But if you're considering retirement or you are retiring, here's what we know does not work well. So many times I see people who have one really excellent, great quality portfolio. And this portfolio, maybe it's a mix of 60% in different types of equities and 40% of different types of bonds. And it's diversified and it's got quality names of either ETFs or mutual funds or individual securities. And man, it looks great on paper. But here's the challenge. That one singular portfolio, it's their growth money. It's their income money. It's their once-a-year taxes and insurance money. It's their purpose, their passion, their calling money. It's their large asset purchase down the line, new car money. It's their health money. It's all of it together in one singular thing that we hope if we just withdraw 4% out of it and over time we rebalance, it'll all work out. If we're living longer and we're living in somewhat of a chaotic world today, perhaps there is a better way. And what I want to talk about today is this idea of dynamic distribution systems. The idea behind dynamic is that it can change. It's got flexibility to it. It can move as we need to move. I really love when we're sitting down with a client and we're talking about their guardrails. Their income guardrails, which we address on a regular basis, where we would say, you can spend up to X and you'll never cause yourself a problem, or as low as Y, and you're still operating as a good steward, and that's guilt-free spending, and that's okay. There's a lot of freedom in having those conversations. But what's really important is when you're setting those guardrails, you understand that sometimes they have to move, they have to shift. Having that clear understanding that, once, twice a year, we can meet and shift where the income needs to be, we have found that to be a longer lasting, more successful way of taking distributions than simply relying on an outdated 4% rule. Now, again, I do respect the idea of the 4% rule. As a matter of fact, if we have someone who's retiring today and we anticipate that they're only going to live another 10, 12, maybe 13 years, I have zero problems with the 4% rule, but for that matter, maybe 5 or 6% rule. 6, 7? I don't know. That one's for the kids. But here's the thing. Having something that works for you is important, but relying on one thing because back in the 1990s, it was a thing that was successful, it was a thing that became popular, and just hoping that's the best thing for you, I think that's a mistake. Having a dynamic distribution in place where we understand what our guardrails are, and we have assigned a certain amount of income towards paychecks, the money that's going to take care of the necessities of life. Our utilities, taxes, insurance, health and medical. We should never have to worry about having a distribution come in to take care of those basic needs. But here's the thing. We want to be able to have enough money that's set aside for you to really enjoy this retirement journey as well, the retirement life. And I don't think a 4% withdrawal rule based on a 60-40 portfolio really gives you kind of the enjoyment, the fulfillment, and the purpose that would be possible under a dynamic withdrawal strategy. So let's talk about it. With a dynamic withdrawal strategy or distribution system, what we're really doing is we're saying this is what we can anticipate to cover all of those basic needs, and this is what we can have to go do the things, the life experiences, the giving, the charitable giving, the things, that we want to bless our family or others we care about. Like, we still understand what that money is. But we have flexibility in our life instead of rigor so that we can make adjustments as the market moves. Now, left to our own devices, that could be challenging. Having a trusted coach or financial guru of some sort that understands this and can walk alongside you as you're in your retirement years could be so critically important, especially if we're talking about maximizing the enjoyment of your retirement. You know, our mission is to make sure that your finances, they support and they fund your mission, not limit it. Keep being curious. Keep going after the knowledge and the understanding, because this is an important part of your retirement journey. Don't leave to chance a 4% rule and be bound by a rule when there's so much more that you could have if we just have a little bit more understanding. Understanding brings confidence. Here's the thing. You deserve more than a rule. You deserve a plan that moves with you, that's dynamic in nature, and as your life changes, as it will, that you have a plan, a system, an income in place that can move with you. So I encourage you, continue to be curious and stay coachable.
Investment advice offered through Merit Financial Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor.